Hey, let's talk about Kenya. Kenya is a country in East Africa famed for its scenic landscapes and vast wildlife reserve. It has the Indian Ocean coast, which has provided historically important ports by which goods from Arabian and Asian traders have entered the continent for many centuries. Along the coast, it holds some of the finest beaches in Africa and predominantly Muslim Swahili cities such as Mombasa, the historic center that has contributed much to the musical and culinary heritage of the country. Before we fully dive in, if you're new to this channel, this is Nigeria. I will deal with tours, travels, and vibes around the continent. So do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, and share it with your friends for more updates. Let's proceed. Kenya has islands, and these islands are populous islands famed for both their tea plantations and economic staple during the British colonial era, and their variety of animal species including lions, elephants, cheetahs, rhinoceros, and hippopotamus. Kenya's western provinces, marked by lakes and rivers, are forested, while a large portion of the north is desert and semi-desert. The country's diverse wildlife and panoramic geography draw large numbers of European and North American visitors, and tourism is an important contributor to Kenya's economy. In Kenya, they have the head of state and government, which is referred to as their president, and the capital of Kenya is obviously Nairobi. Population in Kenya is roughly above 50 million people, and they have the unitary multi-party republic with two legislative houses, the Senate and the National Assembly. And once again, an East African country has two main languages, Swahili and English. Nairobi. Now let's talk about the capital of Kenya. The capital of Kenya is Nairobi, and Nairobi is a sprawling city that, like many other African metropolis, is a study in contrast with modern skyscrapers. Older neighborhoods, some of them prosperous, tend to be ethnically mixed and well served by utilities and other amenities, while the tents and hastily assembled shacks that ring the city tend to be organized tribally and even locally, inasmuch as in some instances whole rural villages have removed themselves to the more promising city. Kenya's many people are well known to be outsiders, largely because of the British colonial administration openness to study. Anthropologists and other social scientists have documented for generations the life of the Maasai, the Luya, the Luyo, the Kalenjin, and Kikuyu people, to name only some of the groups. Adding to the country's ethnic diversity are Europeans and Asian immigrants from many nations. Kenyans proudly embrace their individual cultures and traditions, yet they are also cognizant of the importance of national solidarity, a motto of Harambee, Swahili pulling together, has been stressed by Kenya's government since independence. Let's talk about the land in Kenya. Now, bisected horizontally by the equator and vertically by longitude 38 degrees east, Kenya is bordered to the north by South Sudan and Ethiopia, to the east by Somalia and the Indian Ocean, to the south by Tanzania, and to the west by Lake Victoria and Uganda. Relief. The 38th meridian divides Kenya into two halves of striking contrast. While the eastern half slopes gently to the coral-backed seashore, the western portion rises more abruptly through a series of hills and plateaus to the eastern Rift Valley, known in Kenya as the Central Rift. Drainage. Kenya's drainage pattern originated when a large oval dome of rock arose in the west central part of the country and created the Central Rift. This dome produced a primeval watershed from which rivers once drained eastward to the Indian Ocean and westward to the Congo River system and the Atlantic Ocean. There are no major groundwater basins, and apart from the Tana River, most of the rivers in Kenya are short and often disappear during the dry season. Swells. In the Lake Victoria Basin, lava deposits have produced fertile and sandy loam soils in the plateau north and south of Weaving Bay, while the volcanic pile of Mount Eglon produces highly fertile volcanic soils well known for coffee and tea production. The Vic Valley and associated highlands are composed of fertile dark brown loam developed on younger volcanic deposits. Climate of Kenya. Seasonal climate changes are controlled by the large-scale pressure system of the Western Indian Ocean and adjacent land masses. From December to March, northeast wind predominates north of the equator, while south to southeast winds dominate south of it. These months are fairly dry, although rain may occur locally. The rainy seasons extend from late March to May, with air flowing from the east in both hemispheres. From June to August, there is little precipitation and southwest winds prevail north of the equator, while southeast winds prevail in the south. Let's talk about plants and animal life here in Kenya. In the highlands between elevations of 7,000 and 9,000 feet, that's about 2,100 and 2,700 meters, the characteristic landscape consists of patches of evergreen forest separated by wide expanses of short grasses. Where the forest has survived human encroachments, it includes economically valuable trees such as cedar and varieties of podo. Above the forest, a zone of bamboo extends to about 10,000 feet, beyond which there is multi-moorland bearing tree hearts, tree groundsels, and giant lobelia, distributed herbaceous plants. East and west of the highlands give way to low trees scattered through and even cover or short grasses. About one-third of Kenya, particularly the western region and the coastal belt, is infested with tsetse and mosquitoes, which are responsible for the spread of respectively the sleeping sickness and malaria. Kenya's abundant wildlife population lives mostly outside the country's numerous national parks and game reserves. Baboons and zebras can be found, for instance, along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway, close to human settlements and urban centers. This has created conflicts between people and animals that sometimes has been resolved by relocating animals to areas where the human population is less dense. In an effort to ameliorate the problem, a Parks Beyond Parks program was introduced in the mid 1990s by the Kenya Wildlife Service. Economy. Since independence was achieved in 1963, Kenya's economy has contained both privately owned and state-run enterprises. Most of the country's business is in private hands, with a large amount of foreign investment, but the government also shapes the country's economic development through various regulatory powers and parastatal. In all, Kenya is a very great country for you to visit, live, and work in. All you have to do is to have your passport, your visa, and be set to cover your cost of living. If you wish to travel down Kenya, let us know in the comment section. If you're already in Kenya, let us know what you love about Kenya and what you want us to experience in Kenya. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe to this community for more contents with African countries and several countries around the world, and share this video with your friends. See you there.